Hi, I'm Tessa. I'm currently in second year majoring in English language and literature at University of Sheffield. Um, I chose School of English basically just because reading books is like one of my um, passions, and English major requires you to read a lot, and so that's basically like why I wanted to choose English. And also in high school, none of the other subjects really got to me. So like other classmates would choose like math or economics or everything, but no, I think English is just like my thing. So um, I chose Lang and Lit because it's something new and something that I'm also quite familiarized with. I did English literature in high school, and so obviously I'm definitely gonna do it in uni again because I love it. But language is an area that I've never had a chance to like get into it before. So taking both language and literature, I get to discover something that is brand new information for me. But also I can like step back into the familiarized area whenever I want. So I think that's pretty cool. Um, I've taken quite a large variety of modules. So in first year, I did Foundations of Literary Studies. So that's basically like stuff like biblical stuff actually, or like books about the Iliad or the Odyssey, which I've like, if I've never taken this module, I've never read those books probably. So yeah, that's like totally interesting. And the lectures were like awesome as well. I also did Sounds of English and Structure of English. Those are like kind of the first step into the language area that I did here. Um, I remember being honestly, I remember being quite scared of taking the English language modules at first because I was like, oh, what if I don't get it? What if I don't understand what the teacher is saying and everything? But it turns out actually language is actually much more easier than literature. I mean, it's not like literature like you can say stuff or write stuff about all the things you want as long as you have a backup to it. Language can sometimes just have like an answer to it, so I think that's pretty cool. And also, like the teachers are so very nice. So whenever I have any difficulties, they would just like go through it and the concepts and everything. And I really enjoyed studying them, especially for the structure. I remember there was like the lecture where we were talking about drawing trees, and the lecturer was like, "You're all gonna get so annoyed about drawing trees," and I was so scared at first. But then I found out drawing trees is what I like to do the best. I mean, I love drawing trees. When it comes to drawing trees, I'm there. So like, I love it. Then there's practical stylistics, which kind of like combines both language and literature together, and it's something I've never encountered before. It's like using language techniques to analyze literary texts or non-literary texts. So that's also very cool. This year I'm taking a kind of like a different area. I'm doing contemporary British cinema, which is a module like we get to see a film every week, a film that is about British realistic lives, and we get to discuss why the director like did this, why he did that, like close-up shots, non-diegetic sounds. Why did the director chose to do this? So that was like awesome. um, and there's one creative writing which I wanted to do just like to kind of see what my writing is now. I mean, I just thought it was really interesting and we get to write our own stories and stuff. So yeah. Um, hmm. So for language and literature, for Langlet, I think the most interesting part would be I'm not only studying them as an individual, like I'm not only studying literature or language, I get to study them both, but also I can combine them together to see how they interact with each other, how the effects like I can use language techniques to discuss how this text is built about or something like that. So I think that is something that is really interesting, and I would like to discover more about it. I've been taking modules for both literature only and language only, but I also did modules that can combine them together, like for perhaps practical stylistics. And yeah, I think that is, I try to I wanted to see how they stand alone, but also how they can come together as a whole. That is an area that I would like to explore more about. So I think one of the main things I would like to say is so for this year I'm doing the British cinema course, obviously, and we get to write learning journals. So we every week we will watch a new film, and then we will write about how this film has perhaps affected us, or what do we think about the films, and we can do secondary texts, and how this would affect us of seeing the film. And because of this course, whenever I'm watching a film now, I don't just go and just watch the storyline, what's it about, the actions and stuff. I get to kind of in my mind, there's a little part which just keeps analyzing why did he use a close up shot like that? Well, what's the director's meaning? Why does the character do that? Or why does I'm getting all these little questions in my head, which is I'm just trying to figure it out every small pieces instead of just watching the movie just for fun. So I think that's the skill I gained when I was learning this course. So it's oh, that's interesting. That's something that's never been there before. So I like it actually. Yeah. I have considered I would like to after my bachelor's I would like to continue on with a master's and a PhD if possible, and I would very much to be a lecturer in uni teaching literature or language. Yeah, it depends. And yeah, I think I'm studying this course, and I'm getting all this information, and I'm getting to explore more uh, when I have masters or PhD. So I think it's really nice just studying, just knowing what you want to do, and what uh, what I'm doing here right now is practically just preparing me for the future. So I think that is, yeah. And also I would if I were to become a lecturer, I would like to do some writing as well in the meantime. And that's why I took creative writing module. So that's why I can kind of see where I'm going, what genres fit me, what I would like to explore more, perhaps. Yeah, so I think I'm quite prepared for the future right now. Being an international student, I mean, it's great here. I think I've kind of I have a feeling that I arrived in the right place here in Sheffield, because back in my home country, I was kind of this weirdo that was always reading all kinds of books and watching all kinds of English movies and everything, and people just go why are you doing that? And here I get to meet all kinds of friends that have the same interests as me. They love the same books, they love the same movies. And that is the awesome thing that is just the amazing thing ever. And there's also so many opportunities here. I did so many volunteering last year, and I managed to got a job this year. So I was, yeah, being an international student is great. It's not and there's a huge diversity of students here. It's not you're just the only one here and you're the only one. It's different. But yeah, we get to meet all sorts of people, and I think that's just really amazing. And also Sheffield it's such a nice city. It's not crowded or noisy like London or Manchester, but I think, yeah, that's the main thing I chose here, because it's it's cozy, it's peaceful, but it's also there's not a lack of opportunities here. So I think that's why I chose it here, and I really loved it since then. um, so for Lang and Lit, I think the most thing I enjoyed about the most, I'm sorry, is I get to study both courses. I get to study language and literature modules. So for like the literature students, they only get to study literature, but I get to study both, and I get to study them as a whole, like together, as the Lang and Lit course. I get to see how they interact with each other and like the effects they've taken upon each other, or like um, yeah, I think that's what I enjoy the most about language and literature. They stand alone separately, but they also, when come together, they have such a great um, effect on each other. um, I'm not writing a dissertation at the moment, but I think I will probably do it in third year when there is a dissertation module. I think I think I might do my dissertation around Victorian literature and specifically Charles Dickens because he's like my favorite author ever. I think I could use like language and literature. I could use language techniques to analyze his text and why he's using specific methods to portray this character or something. So I think, yeah, that's what I would like to do in third year's dissertation.